The candidates to, of course, the proposals that we've been talking so much about. There have been a lot of claims thrown out there this election season.
And a lot of them just aren't true, specifically about Proposal 3, which looks to codify abortion rights in the state constitution. Nick Monticelli is live to separate fact from fiction for us this morning before we head to the polls. Hey, Nick.
Pamela, good morning to you. Yeah, Proposal 3 not only can be confusing for a lot of people, but a lot of people have seen a lot of advertising. We've seen a lot of campaign money spent on it. So let's take the next couple of minutes and break down exactly what's in there, what's true, and what's false.
Proposal 3 is probably the one you've heard most about, and certainly where most of the proposal campaign money has been spent. A yes vote allows abortion, but Prop 3 does allow the state to prohibit abortion after fetal viability unless it's needed to protect a patient's life or physical or mental health. There has been many claims and arguments on Prop 3, so let's fact check them. The first claim, a minor could receive an abortion without parental consent. That is false. There's already a 1990 state law saying people under 18 seeking an abortion need written consent from one of their parents or legal guardians, unless they petition a court and prove they are sufficiently mature. If Proposal 3 passes, that existing law does not change. However, it is expected to be challenged in court. Another claim is Prop 3 does away with abortion clinic regulations. That is also false. The proposal allows the state to regulate abortions if there is a compelling interest, which many argue that compelling interest is safety. The last claim we've heard, any healthcare professional like an athletic trainer or masseuse can perform an abortion. That's false. According to a 1978 state law, it must be a physician. One of the big sticking points of Proposal 3, though, is mental health. The proposal allows abortion after fetal viability if a healthcare professional believes it's necessary to protect the life or physical or mental health of the patient. Critics argue there is no definition for mental health, and a woman could receive an abortion up until the last minute for anxiety. Experts say the lack of definition in that proposal could be a problem and may have to be figured out in court. But proponents argue that according to the CDC, less than 1% of abortions in 2019 were performed after 21 weeks.
Certainly a lot to digest there. So again, 7 a.m. the polls are opening. If you're in line by 8 o'clock tonight when they close, you can vote. Coming up here in just about 10, maybe 15 minutes, we're going to talk more about what you can expect tonight when the polls close, when will election results come in, and why experts say there's going to be a shift in those results as the night progresses. We're live here at a polling place in Dearborn. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Always an exciting day as we watch those returns come in tonight. Click on Detroit.com as your election headquarters. Once the polls close, we will have up-to-the-minute updated numbers on the key races, all the races for that matter, but the key ones as well, like Governor, Attorney General, Secretary of State, as well as the 3 statewide proposals. And you can also get our voter guide before you head to the polls. It includes information on all the local races, as well as finding where to vote and actually seeing your ballot and how to look at your sample ballot as well. It will be right there on the homepage.